And welcome back, everyone. Oh, back to more of the massive amount of Death Battle predictions that we have coming up. This thumbnail is made by the Spider Patriot from the, I don't know if they're on Reddit or Wiki or Deviant or whatever, but this was made by the Spider Patriot, so get the proper shout for the thumbnail. We know, thanks to the Kickstarter page, that one of the main fights coming up is going to be Kratos versus Asura. Now, I did do this match years ago. Now, granted, whatever my opinion may be, it may have changed at this point. So the question is, exactly who do I think would win in this fight? And I assume they are going to be looking at, again, Kratos in his prime. They look at these characters as strong as they're at their strongest points in history, in their universes. And Kratos in God of War, the most recent ones of God of War and God of War Ragnarok, is not at his strongest. He has been depowered to a certain degree, from what I remember the lore. He's not the guy who can literally go toe-to-toe with Zeus anymore. Granted, he went toe-to-toe with Odin, but Odin and Zeus, power-wise, aren't necessarily depicted as the same power level. So, if we're looking at him at his strongest, Kratos wasn't strong enough to literally slay the entire pantheon of the entire Greek pantheon, save for, I think it was Aphrodite. I think he spared Aphrodite, if I remember correctly. And went toe-to-toe with his father, Zeus. Now, to understand how powerful that is, it's often depicted as him and Zeus threatening, like, the heavens, the universes, things along those lines with their fight. I'm not sure if that's hyperbole or if that's actually what was going on. However, Asura is also someone who was fighting deities that were literally capable of just wiping out the planet without any real difficulty. Wyzen is the most famous example of that, where he literally was just going to literally squish Asura with his finger, which could have just poked a hole straight in the planet. Not destroy the planet with his finger, but he was literally so large, you probably could just throw the planet around if you wanted to and destroyed it. And Asura, with all his strength, only just destroyed half his arms and literally blew up that guy. A lot of people, from what I could tell, seem to think Asura would win. But let's actually, Asura. Let's just Azura's Wrath scaling. Let's just see exactly where the scaling on Asura is. Because Kratos is a bit more, Azura's Wrath scaling is a bit more well known because he's more recent. I think that's the best way. We have a lot more of his scaling feats because we've had games recently with him. Even if it was a weakened Kratos, we still had those feats. So let me see here. So what exactly is his true power scaling? I mean, he's also got his higher forms. His 6 arms of Vajra state, 6 arms Vajra and semi berserker state, mantra state. He seems to be scaled at any level with in terms of attack potency, with anywhere from large galaxy to even multi-galaxy level. He's not like a multiversal destroyer, but that does seem to be where his power seems to max out when he's going into like mantra and all that. Asura the Destroyer, he annihilated multiple planets and stars with casual attacks before he perforated Chakravartiya's colossal moon, destroyed a red and blue sun, overpowered golden Chakravarti. I can't pronounce that. Forcing in the fight in his real form, exponentially grew stronger and stronger, defeating base Chakravarti. And the creator then. So basically, he kept getting stronger and stronger as the series went on, or as the game went on, and seems to have maxed out somewhere in the multi-galaxy. Now, that doesn't make him multi-galaxy does not make you a universal level destroyer, but it does put you at least in the range of being able to compete with someone like that. Kratos scaling feats, as far as I know, aren't as powerful, but let's just put Kratos. There we go. Kratos feats. Let's find out some of Kratos' scaling feats real quick here. Kratos' scaling feats. Now, Kratos does also have access to just way more weaponry than Asura does, so there's that. He's got access to a lot more. He's also more effectively trained as he was a soldier. So the highest strength calc I seem to be able to find for Kratos is low complex multiversal. During his training with Phil Winter, Kratos reawakened the dormant powers he once wielded as peak when he goes all out. Fought on par with Thor and ultimately defeated him in the final rematch. Stupid ads. I hate these things. Final rematch. Fought against Nihilgo, who can chew through the underroot of Yggdrasil, defeated Garm and threatened to eat through the fabric of the Nine Realms, held his own against Odin, who killed the first giant Ymir and created the realms from his body. So I'm not. I think, because I'll admit, I am on the Versus Wiki looking this up, and I know a lot of people don't like it when people do that. And I'll admit, this doesn't. I'm going to be honest. This doesn't read to me as multiversal. At least not see a multiversal. At least maybe in their world, that's considered multiversal. But the problem is, when you're talking multiversal, are you talking about the world, the plane of existence, or are you talking about like just that planet or the universe outside? Because when we're talking about a universe, a straight universe, we're talking about versal scaling. We're talking about not just that planet you're on. The plane of existence includes your planet, the stars, the sun, and everything that exists outside of there. So that's what a versal scaling just generally amounts to. I don't know if that counts in this case. I would still say that attack potency, Kratos, even at his low peak, is still in like the multiplanetary to solar system range, easy. But I don't know if I would go so far as to say multiversal, but I mean, there are other multiversal level feats he allegedly has. Fought on par with Zeus, who kept up with his latent growth. Who called inconceivably more powerful than before. It was imbued with hope, grace, power of the Greek world, far above even the great evils, including fear of Zeus or for Athena. Terrified Athena, was capable of striking her down, the later whom ascended into a higher plane of existence that granted her power level existence beyond even that. See, here's the problem here. This is I think the problem a lot of people actually have when we do like Versus Wiki. You're not actually telling me why that's multiversal. You're explaining that, he can go to this guy. Okay, but why is that a multiversal feat? Well, she ascended to a higher plane of existence. But why is that a multiversal feat? You're not actually giving me much in terms of multiversal feats here. I'm not arguing whether or not he's multiversal. I'm arguing you're not actually giving me a legit feat here that says he's multiversal. He didn't throw a punch that threatened the fabric of the multiverse. So, because of that, it's kind of up in the air how Deathbattle is going to read his scaling. Overall, though, I would say that this is probably going to be a close fight. Definitely going to be a close fight. And that Asura actually is probably going to have the edge in the beginning of the fight. I think, though, based on a lot of this weird scaling they have for Kratos, and I'm going to call it that, it's weird scaling. Because the games in the universes are very odd in terms of how they depict things in many games in the universe, not just this series. So, but I will say I think it's probably going to go to Kratos. I think now whether or not I think he actually should win, debatable, but I think it's probably going to go to Kratos. I would prefer Asura to win though. I like Asura just as a character more. I think he's just got a cooler design first and foremost. And the guy who's just basically a Hulk driven by anger. I think that's a lot more interesting than Kratos, at least until he got to Ragnarok, where they really made him a little bit more complex. Regardless, though, I think I'm going to go with Kratos in this fight. But I am totally open to be wrong. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.